What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to tell you why I decided to upgrade from the Note 20 Ultra to the S23 Ultra. Now, for any of you that know me and been following me, subscribe to my channel, if you watched all of my videos, you would know that I said a long time ago I was not going to upgrade to Samsung's newer devices because I saw no reason to. I feel like it was more like a downgrade to me because they took away expandable storage, which is what you have on the Note 20 Ultra. And I know I'm one of those people that actually want and need expandable storage. That's something that I was holding on to for dear life. But other than that, I really saw no reason to upgrade to the S20 Ultra. I like the design of the Note 20 Ultra. I like the build quality of the Note 20 Ultra. I had no issues with the processing speed, performance. I could see a little bit of slippage, but not enough to where I felt like I needed to upgrade. The speakers weren't the best, but they were acceptable. But I was cool with it. It was, the phone really wasn't giving me any issues. And the biggest, one of the reasons why I was like, with Samsung is like every time you turn around, they're taking something away. Okay, with the S23 Ultra, excuse me, with the base model, instead of 12 gigs of RAM to start like you did on the Note 20 Ultra, now you get 8 gigs of RAM. Pre-installed screen protector, no pre-installed screen protector. They take one step forward and take two steps back. Like, I just don't get it. Now, am I saying that the S23 Ultra is not an upgrade from the Note 20 Ultra? I'm not saying that. But at the time, I felt like it just wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed for me to upgrade. Now, if you still feel as though the S23 Ultra is not an upgrade for you, then you shouldn't upgrade if that's just the way you feel. But I upgraded for one reason and one reason only. But I'm not going to get to that just yet. Let me just give you a few reasons as to this is not the reason why I did upgrade. Number one, it's not because the S23 Ultra is a newer device. I didn't upgrade for that reason. Number two, it's not because the S23 Ultra has a newer design, which it does. And it has a nice design. I like it. It's growing on me. I still like this one a lot. But this one is nice. It's growing on me. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Some people will upgrade just for design alone. It just depends on the person. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number three, it's not because the S23 Ultra has improved cameras, which this phone does. But this phone still takes great photos and videos. I have zero problem with the camera capability of the Note 20 Ultra. None whatsoever. Okay, it's not like night and day when it comes to photos for me. Now, everybody sees things differently. Your eye sees differently than my eye. Honestly, this camera is improved. I can tell the improvements, but it's not like night and day to me. I'm just speaking for myself. But it's definitely are improved. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number four, it's not because the S23 Ultra has an improved fingerprint sensor, which it clearly does. I talked about this in my full review. It is definitely like night and day when it comes to the fingerprint sensor. This fingerprint sensor was driving me nuts. Sometimes I'd have to hit it 3, 4, 5 times before I can get it open. That was really frustrating. But this one really is just a tap now, literally. Now, still no real, awesome animation. And the only haptic feedback you get is when you miss it, which I don't like. I don't know why we can't have haptic feedback when we touch it, but you only feel any haptic feedback when you don't, hit the fingerprint sensor right. So that's not the reason, but it's definitely vastly improved. Number five, it's not because the S23 Ultra has better dual stereo speakers. These are the best sounding speakers that Samsung ever had on a slab phone. I'm serious. And I've had a lot of Samsung devices. I've had the Note 3, the S4, I didn't have the S10. I think I went to the next Note, the Note 4, the Note 5, the Note 7, the Note 8, the Note 9, the Note 10. I mean Note 10 Plus, Note 20 Ultra. I have the S20 Ultra. Okay, the S21 Ultra. I've had a lot of Samsung devices, and this is by far, for a slab phone, the best dual stereo speakers I ever heard. Now, when it comes to the foldable devices, actually those speakers are still better than these, but these are by far the best far as a regular slab phone is concerned. So it is definitely night and day from the Note 20 Ultra. So if you like really loud but good quality sounding speakers, then this is definitely an upgrade. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number 6, the S23 Ultra does have a brighter display than that of the Note 20 Ultra. Clearly, this goes up to 1750 nits peak brightness. And the regular brightness, I believe, is like 12 or 1300 nits. So this phone gets stupid bright, and you have an extra brightness toggle that you can toggle on to make it even brighter. But actually with that, I tried it for a day. It actually was too bright for me. It was hurting my eyes, so I had to turn that off. So maybe, you may need that when you're in direct sunlight. I don't know. Majority of the time when I'm out and about, I'm usually never on the phone outside. I'm either in my car or either I'm in at my job or I'm in the house. I very seldom take my phone out when I'm out, or unless I'm at, like a supermarket and I'm waiting in line for a long time. So I whip out my phone and, go on Amazon or check, YouTube or Facebook or something like that. But most of the time I'm always indoors for the most part. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number 7, it's not because the S23 Ultra has a Snapdragon Generation 2 chip. Okay? It doesn't. This is the Snapdragon, I believe, 888 that's in here, I believe. But I could be wrong. I just don't remember. But this chip in here is it's excellent. It really is. This thing is super fast, super efficient, smooth. I mean, the chip is excellent. It really is, but that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number 8, it's not because the S23 Ultra has faster wired charging at 45 watts. This is only 25 watts. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Of course, that's an improvement. It charges a little bit faster. Instead of an hour and 20 minutes, you get maybe about an hour. So there's definitely an improvement, but that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number 9, it's not because the S23 Ultra is a little wider, thicker, and squared off on the sides, which it is. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell this on camera or not, but this is definitely a little thicker. It is definitely wider. If you can look at it right now, you're definitely getting a bigger device with the S23 Ultra. No question about that. You should be able to see the difference on camera. Okay? And when you take this case off, it's definitely more squared off on the edges, so it's a lot easier to hold. This one is not. This phone is definitely a little thinner. Both will stab you in your hand, but, it is what it is. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Even though I like the fact that it's wider and that it's thicker. This reminds me of the Note, like when it came out back, like the Note 4 when it was, real squared off, flat display. This is closer to a flat display than this. This display is a lot more curved than the display on the S23 Ultra. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. Number 10. It's not because the S23 Ultra has 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security patches coming in the foreseeable future. That's going to be important to a lot of people. It is not important to me. This got it, stuck on Android 13. That's cool. I still, was getting some security patches, but those things don't move me. I'm cool. I could put other security on my device, so that's not a real issue. My Wi-Fi at home is encrypted. Usually all the websites that I use, they're all secure. So I don't worry about my phone when it comes to security. I just don't. So having the latest version of One UI and the latest version of Google and security, that doesn't matter to me. It really don't. Now it's cool that this has it, but that's not the reason why I upgraded. Now I know, like I said, that's going to be important to a lot of people out there. Not important to me. Number 11, it's not because the S23 Ultra comes with 256 gigs of internal storage with the base model. Base model with the Note 20 Ultra, 128. I do like the fact that they went back to 256, just like the Note 10 Plus was when it was first released. 256. Now, I don't know why with the next model, with the Note 20 Ultra, they took away gigage down from 256 to 128. I felt like that was a complete ripoff by Samsung. And then they had the nerve to charge us $1,300 for this device. Now, I didn't pay that, but a lot of people did. I just think that was ridiculous for them to charge you more money and you took away storage. Just like, they took away the headphone jack and other stuff, but jacked up the price. Next, number 12. It's not because the S23 Ultra, you can use 120 hertz at Quad HD resolution, which is something you cannot do with the Note 20 Ultra. If you want to use 120 hertz, you're stuck at 1080p. Now, maybe for most people to have this, that they're not going to mind that. 1080p still looks great, but still, it made no sense to give me Quad HD resolution, but I can't use it at 120 hertz. This was supposed to be an Ultra phone. What's Ultra about not being able to do that? That's stupid. So you can do both with this, which is nice. And the last reason, which is reason 13, it's not because the S23 Ultra has Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Now, Gorilla Glass Victus 2 is supposed to be more resistant to drops, but when it comes to scratches, this is much easier to scratch. And I mean, I got a lot of tons of micro scratches on this device. I have 0 micro scratches and regular scratches on the Note 20 Ultra, which only has Gorilla Glass Victus. So I think Samsung should have just stuck with Gorilla Glass Victus because there is 0 issues with this display when it comes to durability. I've already dropped my phone a few times, even though I keep cases on my phone, but still, I've had my phone in my pocket with metal, with keys, with all kind of stuff. 0 scratches on this phone, not even micro scratches. I don't keep nothing in my pocket with this phone, nothing. And I don't know how in the world I got micro scratches all over the screen. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's not the reason why I upgraded. So because you all were very patient and you waited 13 minutes for me to tell you, because I gave you 13 reasons for the reason why I'm not upgrading, why I didn't upgrade. Now I'm going to give you the only one reason why I upgraded from the Note 20 Ultra to the S23 Ultra. And maybe some of y'all have guessed it already because it's something I didn't mention yet. The number one reason and the only reason I upgraded from the Note 20 Ultra to the S23 Ultra is the battery. The battery on this phone, for me, it was terrible. I mean, it started out okay in the beginning when I got it, but it just got worse and worse over time. I mean, the standby time was horrendous. Horrendous. I mean, one time I literally didn't use this phone. I didn't even turn the screen on for 1 hour and I lost like 6% battery. That is ridiculous. Literally, I can go a whole hour and not lose any percentage on this device. 1 hour. And then actually, if I use it, it'll hold at 100% for close to 30 minutes. So when it comes to battery life, it's literally night and day. Most days I end the day with 50% battery. Now, I don't use the phone super heavy on days that I work because I don't have the type of job where I'm on my phone all day. Like some people have jobs where they use their phone, they're on their phone all day, so they use their phone a lot more than I do. Everybody use their phone different. That's why battery life is so subjective. I don't like when people say, well, what's your screen on time? I don't judge my phone by screen on time. I judge it by how much battery I have left at the end of a normal day for me. For me, it's moderate to heavy. It's not just heavy. I don't game on my phone. I don't even use the camera. The only time I use the camera is on special occasions. If I go out of town, if I'm hanging out with my family, or if me and my wife goes out to dinner or something like that. That's about it. Other than that, I don't use the camera at all. I don't use the camera for GPS because I usually use my secondary phone for that. You know, the second phone that I have in my pocket, that's the phone I'm usually using in my car. So I use that for GPS. So this one is basically watching content, reading my Bible. I got Bible apps in here that I use, surfing the net, YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. That's about it. And Spotify, and also Audible. So that's pretty much the way I use this phone. It's my main device. But my average screen on time is probably like 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm not on my phone for 4, 5, 6 hours straight. Can I get 6.5 hours of screen on time with this? Yes, I have. So for those of you that care about that, yes, I've gotten as much as 6.5 hours of screen on time. I could easily get into the next day with this device. This device sips on battery compared to this. This thing gobbles up battery life like there's no tomorrow. Keep in mind, this does have a smaller battery, but this still should have been optimized much better. 4,300 milliamp hour, 5,000 milliamp hour battery. But Samsung finally figured out how to optimize their software to where the battery life is so much better. It's basically night and day. So if you if you're big on battery, because like, what good is having a really great phone? And this is a great phone, you know, expandable storage, great design, great performance, great cameras, having all the bells and whistles, which you do have on this. It does you no good if the battery's dead, or if you're having all kind of battery anxiety all throughout the day because you're wondering if your phone is going to hold up until you get home, or where you can charge it, or you have to plug it in midday. I used to always have to plug this phone in the middle of the day in order to get through a full day. And a full day for me is about 13 hours. And usually after a 13-hour day, I got well over 50% battery left. That is impressive. That's really impressive. So zero in battery anxiety now with the S23 Ultra. Now, all those other reasons why I said these are not the reasons why I upgraded, those could be reasons for you as to why you would consider upgrading. Okay, you may want to use those reasons to upgrade. I mean, think about it. You're getting a newer device to begin with. You're getting a fresh design. You're getting improved cameras. You're getting a better ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. You're getting way better dual stereo speakers. You're getting a brighter display. You're getting the newest Snapdragon Generation 2 chip. You're getting faster wired charging at 45 watts. You're getting a wider, thicker, and more squared off on the sides device. You're getting 3 years of OS updates that's left and 4 years of security patches. You're getting also 256 gigs of base storage. You can use 120 hertz at Quad HD plus resolution, and you got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 that's supposed to be more durable as far as drops. And also you get an armor aluminum frame, which is what I forgot to mention, but that's not a reason why I upgraded either. It's the battery. Because if you got a battery that's going to easily last you a full day, you have no battery anxiety, you're not looking for a charger, you could pretty much use your phone however you want, and don't worry about, oh my God, if I use the cameras too much, am I going to make it through a day? If I shoot stuff at 1080p at 60 or 4K at 30, am I going to make it through the day? If I use the GPS too much, oh man, if I'm going to make it through a day, yes, you'll make it through a full day, no problem. Okay, you will. I'm telling you. The last time I had battery life this good in a phone was the Note 4, until they updated it and destroyed the battery life. I was getting 2 days on that device easily. I could not kill that battery in a day. I just couldn't do it. 2 full days, me being on YouTube like crazy. Now, keep in mind, with this device, and I'm almost finished, 100% brightness, always on display, 100%, okay? And that's with the fingerprint sensor on too. As you can see, this is the way I keep it. You see how bright it is. 100% brightness, always on display on all the time. I'm using 120 hertz, and I'm using Quad HD plus resolution, and pretty much all the features turned on. So I'm not babying this phone. You're going to pay this much money for a top tier flagship phone. You shouldn't have to baby it. You shouldn't have to go in here and turn this down, turn this off, turn this way down. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do all these battery tips and tricks. No, not for a phone that's over $1,000. No, no way. So the only reason why I upgraded from my Note 20 Ultra, and I missed that expandable storage, but I just had to do it, is the battery. The battery on here is great. It really is. Now, I still have phones that can still beat this battery. Okay? Like my Vivo X Note, I get literally 2 days. I can't get 2 full days. Now, if I use this light, I think I'm pretty sure I can get 2 days, but not moderate to heavy. I'm not getting 2 days. I can get a full day and I can get into the next day, but I'm going to have to charge at some point. But with my Vivo X Note, I can literally get 2 full days. So that's the reason why I upgraded from the Note 20 Ultra to the S23 Ultra. All right. Thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.